I'm just going to say again, thank you so much for joining me, Mike. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I just wanted to start by getting your perspective about using cash internationally and how that benefits early childhood professionals.
Of course, yeah. Thanks so much, Chelsea. And yeah, it's really good to be chatting about this, something I'm really passionate about as well. Yeah, so we've been working internationally now, as an organization for around 16 years, delivering early years predominantly within the Middle East and really having an impact in the UAE over that time and starting to move our qualifications into delivery in Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and Qatar. And I think we've really seen the impact of these qualifications and how that's supported in a lot of different ways. I think one of them is working with our fantastic providers, and the work we've done with Arabian Child over that time has been amazing. We've worked together for over a decade now, really raising those skills. But I think one of the key things we've done is we've taken those early years qualifications that are developed by Cash. So we are 80 years old now as an organization, and we were founded in 1945 after World War II to look after war orphans and those children who were really in need of care at that time. So we have that heritage and we have that history, but we really develop these qualifications which are fit for sector. So they are written by experts, they're written by early years specialists for those early years specialists. We develop our qualifications closely with the Department for Education in the UK, and those qualifications are really to meet the needs of the sector. So we have those qualifications that are from level two right through to level five. So you have those qualifications that are going to get those license to practice for those early years practitioners at the level three, and also those level five qualifications that are really going to help those learners and those people who are going into management or senior positions there. And I think what we've really seen the benefit of within the Middle East, or when people have delivered these qualifications, is that practical vocational element of the qualifications. So we do the theoretical, we do the knowledge, but really the big part of these qualifications is getting those learners into those workplace settings. So they need to be working or they need to be volunteering in that environment, carrying out around 350 hours of training within that sense. So they're in that environment, they're working with the children, they're delivering the pedagogy, they're working on those elements that need to be done so they can really learn and demonstrate best practice. And I think that with our connections to great nursery groups and great providers has really shown the benefit of these qualifications can have.
That sounds amazing. And you said that you've moved further into different countries. So how do you find that cash is generally accepted or received by countries in the GCC?
Yeah, I think we've had a really interesting journey with that. Again, I think, with some of the partners in Arabian Child, they've really been able to help us show the benefit and the value we can have of upskilling sectors, and certainly the early years sector. I think what we've tried to do and what we've been successful doing over the past 16 years working internationally is working very closely with the ministries or regulators in certain regions. So, for example, in Dubai, we work really closely with the Knowledge and Human Development Authority, KHDA, where we're an approved qualifications authority and our qualifications are attested and mandated for those early years delivery. And that's really shown that we are delivering that gold standard, that the learners who take the qualifications are hopefully going to get into work and are going to be successful in moving into those positions. And that's exactly how we want to work in new regions. So we work really closely with Arabian Child on what we're looking to do in Saudi Arabia, aligning with ministries, aligning with funding agencies to make sure that these qualifications are valid and fit for purpose for the region, and getting that attestation so the learners know they're getting that store of value with the qualifications. So over that time, over the 16 years, I think it's been very well received. And what we've seen, because of those test beds we've been able to do in Abu Dhabi, in Dubai, we've seen other Emirates such as Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah wanting to deliver the qualifications, but we've also grown out our delivery to Oman, Qatar, and Bahrain, as well as Saudi Arabia now as well. So it's really demonstrated the value of having, exceptional training providers who can deliver the quality and exceptional qualifications to upskill is really beneficial. So that's really worked well for us over the past few years.
That sounds amazing. And you recently met with Arabian Child in Saudi Arabia, right?
We did absolutely, yes. So I was back in the kingdom for the first time since 2018. So it was amazing to see the development and everything that has went on and really the excellence towards high quality early years delivery. And we're really passionate about Vision 2030 in Saudi Arabia and getting more women into work. And if we can do that through our 2030 vision, that's something we're really, really excited about. But it was fantastic to meet the team. As I say, I've worked really closely with the team in Dubai for around 8 years now. But it was
Mhm.
amazing to see the Arabian child team in Riyadh, to see the fantastic office they had set up, those learning environments they had up and training environments for
Mhm.
the learners, the simulated learning environments were amazing. And just to see the work they had done mapping the cash qualifications to the needs and requirements of the region was amazing to see. It was very, very clear from level two right through to level five, the requirements that would be needed by the learners and how that was going to fit in with what they might done. And you've got Arabian Child have just got such a fantastic team of really experienced and quality early years practitioners. But just people who are really passionate about the sector, which is always amazing. I think, sometimes it can just be a job for people, certainly not here. It's just a passion about raising standards and making sure, that children have the best level of early years education. And it was, yeah, it was fantastic to see. It's always nice to be there.
That sounds amazing. So you actually get to see in person the impact that cash has within these countries and with on educators and leaders in the sector.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge part of what we do. So we are an educational charity, so we are not for profit. So, we want to drive our business and we want to make everyone grow, but the money we make, we invest back into the business so we can make more rich qualifications and we can support those sectors we work within. So when we're delivering internationally, we're very, very clear that it has to be quality. We have to be delivering to the same standards we're delivering in the UK or nations. So when we're in country, we want to see the impact we're having. So myself or Nicole Christie, our regional director, we'll visit nurseries. We'll speak to the providers who are seeing the learners coming through. We'll meet there, and I think seeing Arabian child learners going into settings and the impact they're having is just amazing. And yeah, we like to do that. We are actually planning to do more of that going forward with conversations we've had with regulators. We want to do more in-country external quality assurance visits, not only for that, but just support as well and feel very much like we're in region and we're in country to support. So yeah, it's always amazing to come in and see the great work that's being done.
I absolutely love that. It sounds like you have a very high level involvement. And now you've mentioned quality a few times. Can we expand on that a little bit? So, what kind of quality integrity practices do you put in where it retains that quality of cash training, not just in the UK, but actually internationally as well?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. I think we have heard sometimes that actually to be approved as a cash international centre is very very difficult, and that's kind of some people might say, oh, well, you don't want that, you want it to be easy, and no, it has to be difficult because the standards have to be very very high, and I think Arabian Child have demonstrated that over a decade with us. What we mean by that quality is we're taking, as we say, qualification standards that we're writing in the UK, but we're writing for the Department for Education. We're writing directly for sector. And as I say, we've got subject specialists like the amazing Janet King that I think you'll be speaking to at some point, who has worked in the industry for so long, who knows exactly what industry needs. So we're writing qualifications that is right for industry. So if we're doing that, and we're approving centres to deliver those qualifications,
Mhm.
we absolutely need to ensure that we have the right staffing in place within our centres to deliver that high quality of education. So what we're looking for within this, there's a detailed application process to come approved, which involves business casing, which involves showing NCFE and cash, the staff, the vocational experience you have, the experience that you have in sector, that all of the staffing in place or assessor and IQA approved, internal quality
Mhm.
assurance approved, so we can deliver the qualifications to the highest standards, that your delivery methods are right, that you're connected to the right nurseries and the right providers within that region as well. So everything within this has that layer of quality within there. So from the approval We then have our annual external quality assurance reviews, which we make sure is be delivering to those high standards. And as we said, we'll carry out those spot checks. We'll visit our centres. We'll have those conversations to make sure that that level is being delivered to that standard. And we have had instances in before where quality hasn't been delivered and we've had to stop working with providers or we've had to stop activity happening because it's too important. And I think especially within this sector, when we're talking about early years education and we're talking about getting young ones the best, setting them up for the best success they have in life from birth to seven, this is hugely important. It's everything that it's about. So we need to make sure you have those people, as I mentioned before, that this isn't, this is just a passion, it's a vocation, but they love what they do and they can deliver to that high standard and they're delivering to that level. So yes, it's massively important for us, quality, and I know that's why Arabian Child put quality at the heart of what they do as well, because it's certainly fundamental to what we believe as an organization.
Absolutely. It sounds like NCFE and Arabian Child align quite well in our beliefs and our missions and our values.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I just wanted to ask one final question, and I wanted to leave it with you. What do you think the most important thing is that you guys deliver through your cash programs?
Wow, that is a really good question. Um, I genuinely think, and I think Janet might agree here. I think we are a purely vocational awarding organization. So what we're doing is getting people into work or moving people on into employment, and we're giving them the practical skills to move on within that. And I think certainly within the healthcare or certainly within that early years space, this is hugely important. We are getting those learners into that learning environment. We're getting them into that educational setting and into that early years environment so they can be with the children. They can see the best practice that's happening. It's tangible. They can deliver on the pedagogy. They can do everything within there. And I think that is hugely important. And that's where we've really seen the benefit and the impact in the skills uplift, where we've been able to have a great provider, have those nurseries available, get them on there and train them in on the job so they are demonstrating the skills they need to within there. And I think that's the value we added within those cash programs because we are doing holistic learning. We are showing that those learners are, when they finished, they're valid, fit for purpose, those qualifications, they are work ready because they are doing it as they want. And I think when we've talked to employers or we've talked to nursery groups who've taken those learners on, the benefit is there to see because we're getting job ready learners ready for the sector who are already at that high standard. So I think that's one of the best things we do. And yeah, just that level of quality that runs through it with all of that really, really adds to that rigor.
Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate you joining me here today.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.